Ahora tiene la palabra Cristiana.
Good afternoon, dear ministers, dear ambassadors. My name is Cristiana Xenofontos, and I am the Vice President of the European Youth Room, a platform that brings together more than 5,000 youth organizations and millions of young people to advocate for youth rights, for better policies for young people, and for youth participation. First of all, I would like to start by thanking the Spanish presidency for all the hard work during your term to further strengthen the EU youth policy agenda. It is a pleasure to be here to share the outcomes of this morning's structured dialogue breakfast, in which we all agreed that indeed mental health is a crucial topic for young people, which is also reflected in the development of Youth Goal number 5, which is mental health and well-being. Studies have observed sharp increases in the rates of depression, tension, loneliness, and anxiety among young people during the COVID-19 crisis, and that their mental health was disproportionately affected versus other age groups. This picture improved slightly in 2022, but symptoms of anxiety and depression are still double the pre-pandemic levels in some countries. As the Spanish Youth Council noted, suicide is the leading cause of non-natural death among young Spanish people, a truly shocking statistic. And this has all been exasperated by recent developments, such as the situation in the Gaza Strip and the war in Ukraine, which has brought more challenges for young people to bear. It is therefore necessary to take decisive action at the EU level to address this situation, using the recently published Commission communication on a comprehensive approach to mental health as a starting point. A theme that came up during the discussion was the need to focus on prevention, including via the prevention toolkit that forms part of the comprehensive approach, and particularly through youth work. As the Council conclusions on mental health that are just about to be adopted state, there is an important role for youth work and youth organizations in contributing to positive mental health outcomes. Youth organizations enable young people to participate in activities with their peers outside home and school in the presence of a trusted adult in the form of youth workers. This expands their community safety net, which the Youth Progress Index shows is a key component contributing to positive mental well-being. These opportunities offered by youth organizations need to be properly funded, including through the Erasmus Plus program and the increased budget for next year and beyond. Other programs, such as the EU for Health program, could also be better leveraged and include a much stronger youth mental health component to address unmet needs and young people's access to mental health services that recognize young people's diversity and include a cross-sectoral approach. And I would encourage you here to advocate this towards your budget and health colleagues. The Belgium Youth Council representative also emphasized that this is a cross-cutting topic that requires an intersectional and cross-sectoral approach, and indeed multiple challenges specific to young people worsen their mental health outlooks. This also includes poor quality of many jobs held by young people compared to the original promises made to them when they entered the education, lack of social protection, lack of access to affordable housing, overrepresentation in precarious work, the climate crisis, the negative impacts of digitalization, and general lack of ability to determine what happens in their daily lives. There, therefore, needs to be an explicit link to socio-economic, climate and digital policies when designing mental health interventions at EU level to tackle the root cause of young people's mental health issues. With this cross-sectoral aspect to addressing mental health, a few delegations also mentioned the EU Youth Test, an impact assessment tool that would see young people's concerns reflected in a policy interventions. I will come back to this in a more detail during my intervention in the policy debate afterwards, but it is great to see that this idea being picked up by multiple institutions countries and youth organizations, including during last year's European Year of Youth. Minister Dalli also discussed having a focal point for youth and children's rights within the Commission to further embed mainstreaming in the Commission structures. As you can see, this exchange generated a rich discussion and many national best practices, also including the Hungarian best practices of a free-to-access crisis helpline and the Swedish best practice of activity cards for young people to provide access to activities outside school. We hope that this best practice exchange will continue, which we hope can contribute and continue under the Child and Youth Mental Health Network, under the comprehensive approach to mental health that the Commissioner mentioned. To note that the European Youth Forum will also publish a position paper on mental health and well-being at the end of the year that I would be delighted to share with you all, which will build on all these themes. Thank you once again for your attention, for continuing to prioritize the mental health on young Europeans in your political programs. Thank you.